Um, and look, while we're talking about all this with the Flash and Superman and stuff, I kind of want to just touch base on some interesting rumors I've been hearing, and this is also going to sort of act as your Superman on film update for the week because yeah, I'm interested. I'm hearing some very interesting things about this Flash movie, and some of it piques my curiosity. Some of it I'm not so sure I buy, but I wanted to share it with you because I think it's interesting and it's connected to Superman. And I'm just curious to see how this is all going to go. But look,
Very good.
Michael Shannon and whatever her name is, the one, Antja, whatever, the one who played
Fiora?
Feora,
Yeah.
they're in The Flash. They're on the official cast list.
Right.
Okay. And we're it sounds like they're going to sort of relitigate some of the stuff that happened in Man of Steel. What's something that happened in Man of Steel that was polarizing? That if you were trying to sort of right some wrongs and reset some things, you might go back and change. Is there anything that comes to mind for Man of Steel that was divisive and polarizing?
Well, there's quite a few things I think, but the big one would probably be Superman snapping Zod's neck and
Okay,
committing
that's exactly
murder
what I.
or genocide, if you will.
Well, that's exactly what I hope you'd say, because I hear a rumor that Zod will be back and that he will not die this time around. And I'm wondering if they're going to go back and revisit that pivotal moment and perhaps give us an ending that's more like what Christopher Nolan had originally wanted, where Zod and Feora are sent back into the Phantom Zone to be able to be a threat later on instead of killing Zod off.
Right.
Because that's one of the things I heard, that Zod and Feora absolutely factor into this, and that this time around, Michael Shannon's Zod will actually survive the proceedings. But then now I'm going to mix in one of the things that I heard that just makes me go, wait a minute, no, they can't do that. Somebody misheard something. But the thing that I heard that I'm like, people are going to be furious about if it's true is that we're going to relive some of the moments from Man of Steel, but with Supergirl in Superman's place, kind of doing it, almost like they're replacing Superman in the story. Now, that's the part that I don't really believe. That's the part that I have a hard time thinking that they would go that far, especially if there is going to be a Superman cameo of some kind. Why would you just, you know what I mean? Like I don't fully buy that.
Yeah. I mean,
But
also like you're just by Michael Shannon and Fiora being there, and if they are going to revisit something, I
yeah,
mean, like, don't you have to have Cavill? Unless we're going to get like this faceless Superman that we keep getting. We get
yeah,
Shazam with no face. We have silhouette Superman and Peacemaker, and in this
yeah.
one we just don't see his head the whole time. I don't know.
And listen, and I should add while we're talking about this is I flipped yet again because my friend Nick Farina has put together some very compelling. He's put together a very compelling argument that Henry Cavill will be showing up in the Flash and Shazam and Black Adam. Remember the stuff we were talking last week about how
Right.
he was like seen mysteriously near those sets. He added in also that he had his hair dyed black the way he does when he's
Mm,
Superman specifically, because his hair is not usually as dark.
right.
So I'm starting to think, okay, he is going to be in there. That's why I don't believe that one particular rumor that they're going to actually replace Superman with Supergirl in scenes from Man of Steel. That to me is a bridge too far. But what I
Yeah.
can believe is that currently Supergirl is in some stage of pre production where they are quietly fast tracking this Supergirl movie starring Sasha Calle. Um, and I hear right now that the studio is conducting a search for a director for the project, and I would expect them to have all of that ready in a nice little package for us after the Flash comes out, because I feel like they don't want to announce it now because we haven't even
Right.
met the Supergirl yet, and in a way, it might like spoil things. But I feel like just like that World Needs Heroes teaser focuses on these 4 movies, I think the Flash is going to show us like what the next wave of movies is, and
Sure.
Supergirl is going to be one of the very first things out of the gate. And I hear that Warner Brothers is currently very quietly taking meetings and doing everything they can to kind of have that locked in place. So Supergirl is coming pretty darn soon. So I did just kind of want to share that. Do you have any thoughts on that, Brett?
Well, what I'm hoping is that in the Flash, he travels all the way back or sideways or whatever through the multiverse, and he gets to Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve, and he stops him from throwing a weird cellophane emblem of the S out of his chest. That if they do that, that will easily be the best comic book movie ever made forever. It will never be surpassed.
Yeah, but see, but then that opens the question: what if he doesn't go to Richard Lester's Superman 2? What if he goes to the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, where there is no shitty cellophane S? Huh? What if they do that? Huh?
Now you're talking.
See, they're not just going to have this Flash movie retcon the DCEU. This is going to go back and fix the Christopher Reeve movies. This is going to get rid of George Clooney and as Batman. This Flash movie is going to right every wrong. Halle Berry's Catwoman, gone.
Just erased from existence.
Yeah, they're just going to go back and say, this movie is going to be our apology for every bad decision of the last 50 years of DC.
I would be very impressed if they did that.
But yeah, so listen, that is the Superman on film update for the week. That we're going to be getting some Zod and Faora involvement in the Flash. That seems to be 100% the case. The rumor is that Zod will actually live, so I wonder if they're going to go back in time and Superman will not kill Zod. And that's the thing. If they do that, I think it opens up a chance for more Superman stories for Cavill. I think if they were to go through the trouble of almost like rehabilitating Man of Steel in that way, then I think they wouldn't do that for just a quick cameo of Superman. They would do that because they want this Superman to have some interesting places to go. And maybe we will finally get those. Yeah, we'll get some more. Listen, this is my optimism and my Superman hoodie here getting the best of me. But yeah, that's all for your Superman on film update. Okay, we got Zod, we got Faora, we have the possibility of Zod continuing. We have the weird possibility of Supergirl replacing him in that third act sequence. But then most importantly, we have a Supergirl movie that's probably going to be announced within days of the Flash coming out because they're getting that movie ready to go in conjunction with the Flash. So that's your Superman on film update for the week. And as of now, I checked it. The final bit of news on the Superman reboot by J.J. Abrams, by J.J. Abrams. Happened on February 26th of 2021. And as we record this, we are about 1 week away from the 1-year anniversary of any kind of solid update on a standalone Superman movie. But of course, there's a part of me that's like wondering, maybe that's because they scrapped the Ta-Nehisi Coates thing, and Abrams is going to find a way to bring back Henry Cavill, who was going to be his star in Superman Flyby, to do a new Superman story. So we'll see. Listen,
I think you could throw a big cellophane S on that, Mario. You could just throw a big cellophane S right on it. All right.
So we'll see what happens. As soon as there's any more concrete news on a Superman movie, you know who's got you covered, baby.